Yeah, so we in Exodus 15:6, it say that right hand, O Most High, is become glorious in power. That right hand, O Most High, this is a Mashiach Yahushua, as the angel of the Most High, as a destroyer, have dashed in pieces the enemy. You see? Come on, when he took Pharaoh's chariots and took their wheels off in the Red Sea, come on. Listen. Look at Exodus 14. Verse 14, it says, because we're afraid, because seeing Pharaoh and his chariots and his horsemen coming after us, right? So look at verse 14, it says, the Most High shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. Be quiet. And the Most High said unto Moses, wherefore quiet thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. Go forward. He'd open up the Red Sea for us. But lift up thy rod and stretch out thine hand over the sea and divide it. And the children of Israel shall go on dry ground through the midst of the sea. We done been released on the 15th day of the first month, leaving Egypt, not on the 14th day, but the 15th day, which is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, honoring our deliverance, like we got to honor our deliverance and cry to the Most High, as, look, verse 10. And when Pharaoh drew near, the children of Israel lifted up their eyes, and behold, the Egyptians marched after them, and they were so afraid. Oh, I guess we ain't afraid enough yet. And the children of Israel cried out unto the Most High. The Most High heard our cry. So the time he had pity on us. He ain't have no pity. Long as you prideful, long as you think you all that, they tell you men gonna be afraid. Long as you prideful and arrogant and think you all that, he ain't coming for us. At least he gonna come for those that are humble and have a broken and contrite spirit. But all you that prideful, he gonna put you in the 2/3 bunch. Listen. But you gonna cry now or you gonna cry later, but you gonna cry if you make it. Every last one of us. Hold that, get Revelation 1-7. When the Mashiach come back, oh yeah. We'll see how macho and how big and bad you is then. Don't want to listen. Revelation 1-7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. He coming. We know the clouds. We went to find that earlier. Psalms 104:3. The chariots of the Most High, that the angels are driving. And every eye shall see him. Don't worry about he's over there, he's over there. He's coming this time, that time. Every eye gonna see him. Hear what he's saying. And they also which pierced him. Those Romans that pierced him, they're gonna be right there to see him too. And all you that don't want to accept him for who he is, this black man that came on the earth and died for the 12 tribes of Israel's sins, as it says in Acts 5:30 and 31, forgiveness to Israel and forgiveness of sins. In all kindreds, everybody in this earth, other earth, shall wail because of him. Even so, I'm not dealing with that because that's not his name. That's an Egyptian god. Man. But y'all keep on saying it if you want to. So you're going to cry now, you're going to cry later, but you're going to cry then if you make it to that point of being there. Y'all better understand this. It's going to be a whole lot of people that's going to be broken down. Look at Revelation 11:12. Revelation 11:12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. That's the angels coming. Remember 200 million angels? That cloud are the vehicles of the angels. The chariots of the Most High. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. They coming to get us. Most High will it be us. And their enemies, our enemies, beheld them. They gonna be seeing this. In the same hour, once they live up in his chariots, was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell, and in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000. Listen. And the remnant, that's the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, shall be were are frightened, gonna be scared. Remember he said everybody gonna wail because of him. The remnant, that's the 1/3 of the 12 tribes of Israel, were frightened and gave glory to the Most High power of heaven. Gonna give glory to him. See? So now, you ready for that? All you that don't want to accept the truth of the Most High, that's why I look at St. John 14:6. Because a lot of y'all believe in Jesus, so what did he say? If this Mashiach Yahushua, he said, Mashiach said unto them, St. John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So y'all done looked at him being the truth, you done canceled out Psalms 119, 142. Let's sing it together, y'all. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth. So y'all want to cancel out the fact that the laws of the Most High is the truth. So what is he saying to us? He's saying, I am the way, to show you how to follow the truth that's going to lead to everlasting life. That's what he's telling us. Because did he sin? What sin did he commit? He didn't sin. Listen. He said, I'm the way to show you how to follow the truth, which is the laws of the Most High that's going to lead to everlasting life. He said, no man come up to the Father but by me. That's why I say you ask anything in my name, I will do it, that the Father could be glorified in the Son. If you ask anything in my name, I will do it. If you love me, keep my commandments. It can't get no clearer than that. You're not going to deviate from the fact that he tells you to keep his commandments. Keep the laws of the Most High. The rich man came to him and said, how can I receive eternal life? He said, how can I receive everlasting life? He said, keep the commandments. Come on. What part of that y'all not getting? And if you want to go to Paul, go to Paul. You're going to be disproved on that too. So, going back to Exodus, the 14th chapter. So once we seen Pharaoh coming after us, mind you, this is the 15th day of the first month. 14th day was in the house, Passover, and the destroyer, Hamashiach Yahushua, as the angel of the Most High, as the spirit of the Most High, went through and killed all the firstborn of the Egyptians. You think he don't know what he's going to do? That's why he said, look, why you think he said this? Matthew 10, 24, 34. Why do you think he said this? He said, think not, don't even think that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. Come on now. What's that talk about? He said, I ain't come to send peace, but a sword. We know that sword, the word is like a two-edged sword, right? That's what he's cutting them up. But when he come back, we already know what he's going to do. Revelation 19:11, we just read it. He coming back to judge and make war. And he tell you in 2nd Ezra 13 and 11, ain't going to be nothing. He said all the army, the navy, the marines, the air force that's coming against him for all the nations that's going to stop fighting and fight him, ain't going to be nothing but dust and smell of smoke. Gonna be no more militaries. Mashiach Shai coming to set it up and shut it down and set it up. You better be ready. Look, y'all don't know him like this. Go to Luke 19 and 14. Luke 19 and 14. Look what he said. But his citizens hated him. Y'all read this in the church? He said his citizens hated him and sent a message after him. This two of Mashiach Yahushua, his citizens in his own place of dwelling, hated him and sent a message after him saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. Like some of you out there, you're going to have a Mashiach Yahushua reign over you. But what do you got to say to you? Let's find out. Verse 27. Since his own citizens want him to reign over, he said, but those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them, he said, bring hither. Say, bring them in front of me and do what? And slay them before me. He said, those mine enemies that would not that I should reign over them, bring hither and slay them before me. Look, Isaiah 47:3, y'all better understand and understand this. This is very important. When you say he coming to judge and make war, y'all got in your own mind what y'all think he's coming and how he's going to deal. Isaiah 47:3. Isaiah 47:3 says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Everything that we exposing all the wickedness in this world. Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. He said, I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So he's coming in his angelic power. He hanging out with Michael Allah and all the archangels of war. He ready, man. Y'all better understand, shoot. He already put some work in. Go to 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. He already put some work in. He know how to do it. He just said, think not that I come to set peace on earth. I come not to set peace, but a sword. Go to 1 Corinthians 10th chapter. Verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not have ye to be ignorant. Don't be not knowing this. How that all our fathers, that's our forefathers, we've been reading about in the law, this lesson, were under the cloud. Because you know he had a cloud that we followed in the daytime, and that cloud turned to a fiery cloud at night. And we followed. When it stopped, then we would stop and put our tents up. For 40 years he did us like that. Moreover, brethren, I would not have you to be ignorant how that all our fathers, our forefathers, were under the cloud and all passed through the sea. That we just read, you know, where the Most High told him to put his rod and opened it, divided the sea, and we went over on dry ground. We hadn't read it, but it's there. And we're all baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea. Mashal Shai's in the cloud. This is what it say. And did all eat the same spiritual meat, the spiritual. And did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was a Mashiach, who you call Jesus. But he was the angel of the Most High, the spirit of the Most High, from the beginning. You understand this? But some of you don't really get this. I mean, that's why he gonna say when you open up the books and he bring forth the judgment, he say, I never knew you, ye that work iniquity. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. I never knew you. Because you don't know him. You just know him coming in the flesh. And once he rose on the third day, that's all you know him as? You better know him from Genesis all the way to Revelation and everything in between. Listen, we in the wilderness right now. You hear what it said? And did all drink the same spiritual drink, but they drank of that spiritual rock. That foundation, he the foundation that followed them, and that rock was Mashiach. That's the right hand that he said have done mighty things. That's what he's talking. We just read that. That's talking about him. And that spiritual rock that followed them, that rock was a Mashiach. But with many of them, the Most High was not well pleased, but they were overthrown in the wilderness. Right? All the adults, except for Joshua and Caleb. Now, these things were our examples to the intent we should not lust after evil things, but you better be doing the righteousness of the Most High, keeping his laws, statutes, and commandments, as they also lusted, neither be ye idolaters, as we have read in this lesson, as were some of them, and as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. They made a calf, a golden calf, and said, this who brought us out of Egypt. How do you think the Most High felt about that? He did all them 10 plagues and we wasn't even touched as the Israelites. He didn't open up the Red Sea. We didn't walk on dry ground. We didn't sing the Most High kill our enemies, Pharaoh and all his chariots and his mighty men, close up in the Red Sea and their bodies on the shoreline. Over and over again, just disrespected the Most High, man. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written. The people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. In idolatry. Neither let us commit fornication as some of them committed and fell in one day 23,000. 23,000. 3 and 20,000 is 23,000 that Mashiach Yahushai, that rock, killed. Neither let us tempt Mashiach. Listen to what it says. As some of them also tempted. Where we at? We're in the wilderness. You better know. And were destroyed of serpents, had poisonous snakes eat us up. Neither murmur, when we read about murmuring, Mosiah ears hear, the murmurers. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured, and were destroyed of the destroyer. That's his name, the destroyer. That's why he come to judge and make war as the destroyer. And he just said, I ain't meeting you as a man. He coming as angelic power of the Most High. Now all these things happen unto them for ensamples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. See. Wherefore let him that thinketh he standeth take heed lest he fall. You think you standing, but it's true. You better take heed lest you fall. So that's him. And if you don't love him, he got this for you. Second Corinthians 16 and 22. If any man love not Mashiach Yahushai, he said, let him be anathema maranatha. Let him be accursed. That's what he's telling you. Let him be accursed. Gonna find out when it goes down. When it goes down, I hope you're gonna be ready for it, because it's going down. St. John 6 and 38. He said, for I came down from heaven, not to do mine own will, but the will of him that sent me. He came down from heaven to do the will of the Most High. What's the will of the Most High? What'd he say? He came down. Most High sent him, right? Do the will of him that sent him. Matthew 15:24. But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. There it is. He said he only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the children of Israel. Point blank. That's why Acts 5, 29 through 31. Then Peter and the other apostles, the head apostle Peter said, and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. Now who you gonna obey? You gonna still be some robot tees? Or you gonna get some manhood in your spirit and follow this word of the Most High? Learn it, live it, and apply it in your life. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey the Most High rather than men. The Most High power of our fathers, who is that? Most High power of our fathers, who is that? If I might ask. Acts 3:13. The power of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob. The power of our fathers. Answer the question right there. So the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the power of our fathers. So now when it says in Acts 5:30, the power of our fathers, the power of Abraham, who had a son named Isaac, who had a son named Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, he became the forefather of the 12 tribes of Israel. The power of our fathers raised up a Mashiach Yahushai, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree. Why come it don't say hanged on the cross? They got him always hanging on the cross, hanged on the tree. Who be hanging on trees? Who be hung on trees? Been hung on trees. Us, the children of Israel. They hung him on a tree. Him at the Most High exalted with his right hand of Mashiach Yahushua, the world falsely called Jesus Christ. Him at the Most High exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Israel and forgiveness of sins. It's to the Israelites. Come on. Now, there's no way that you're going to continue in the way you are, or there's a judgment, people. Look, go to Ecclesiastes. Let's wind this up. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. The last book of Ecclesiastes, 12 and 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Let's hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High. Hear that? Fear the Most High. Be afraid. Be scared of the Most High. He said, I will melt you. The Most High said, I will melt you. Don't y'all realize he not flooding the earth no more. He gonna come with fire and brimstone and melt people. He said, fear the Most High. Keep his laws, statutes, commandments, people. And keep his commandments. There it is. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High. And what? And keep his commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High, while my Shai shall bring every work into judgment. Everything that we've done in these bodies. And that work is keeping of the commandments of the Most High. He gonna bring it into judgment. With every secret thing, remember? You see the secret parts. The eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and even the secret parts. That's what he say. With every secret thing, the things you don't see me, people out there that think the Most High ain't seeing you, being wicked, and now when he jack your butt, you gonna go crying to him again. He gonna be like, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with you. Especially you that's in the truth, you know better. That's why myself say he not going to the Most High on your behalf, so you on your own. You got to continue to roll with the devil. You know what he gonna do. You know what he gonna do. If you don't, you gonna find out. For real. That's why I said, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep his commandments. So you ain't doing what he say do. Hey, you rolling with the devil. You the children of the devil. Keep the commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. For the Most High will bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good, or whether it be evil. So what's good? The Most High is good. Mashiach Shai told us that in Matthew 19 and 16 and 17, right? What else is good? Romans 7 and 12. Whether it be good or evil, what's good? Romans 7 and 12 says we're dealing with the law. In the commandments, what's good? Romans 7 and 12. Because you're going to be judged by what you've done in these mortal bodies, people. Romans 7 and 12. What's good? Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good. So don't think you're going to get away from it. Oh, you talking about we ain't under the law. Ecclesiastes 12 and 14, for the Most High, while Mashiach Yahushua and the anointed Savior shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good, whether you kept the laws of the Most High, whether you kept the commandments of the Most High, the statutes, or whether it be evil, or you broke the laws of the Most High and draw evil to you. So now, you have to deal with it. 2 Corinthians, little book of 2 Corinthians. You already said that, right? That's why I told you when you look at the New Testament, you got to know the Old because there's no New Testament. 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of a Mashiach, that every one may receive the thing done in his body, what you done according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. We just read evil, right? So bad is evil. Evil is bad. So you're going to be judged whether you've kept the laws of the Most High, which is good, kept the commandments of the Most High, which is good, holy, and just, as we read in Romans 7 and 12. It says, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Mashiach Yahushua, that everyone may receive the things done in his body. Everything you've done is being recorded in the books. According to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad. Knowing therefore the terror. Hear this? Knowing therefore the terror of a Mashiach Yahushua, we persuade men. But we are made manifest unto the Most High, and our trusts also are made manifest in your consciences. The way you think, knowing the terror of a Mashiach. You heard what he said. So I hope that was edifying. I'm going to stop right there. We're going to continue tomorrow. I'll be on at 12:30 Pacific time, 1:30 Mountain Time, I think 2:30 Central Time, and 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, if you want to join me. And I say all praise to the Most High, power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Say Krum Abanawa, Most High, Krum Mashiach Yahushua, and Krum Yasharallah. And I'm out. Shalom.